Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
So you were going to take her to a concert?
Yeah,
I thought you said you didn't have any money for an engagement ring.
I didn't, so this was...
Well, how were you going to propose?
You know, Cracker Jacks.
And see, this is what I have to put up with.
And later,
Somebody spent $4,000 playing an online game?
And this was not me.
It's pretty fun.
This was not me.
It's $4,000 of fun.
The whole purpose behind law is to right wrong. I want justice to be something that isn't this foreign concept.
justice knows no boundaries. The truth will be heard. Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. David Michaels is suing ex-girlfriend Blair Henley in the amount of $368 for concert tickets he purchased that he says she owes him for.
All rise, remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. David Michaels, you're suing Blair Henley for $368 over some concert tickets. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, talk to me, sir.
So, me and Blair have been dating for about 2 years, and it was our anniversary was coming up. We were having a couple of problems, so I thought that since I couldn't afford an engagement ring, that...
Oh, is that where you were ready to go in terms of the relationship? You wanted to go there with it?
She had been talking to me a lot about getting married and tying the knot.
Is that correct, Ms. Henley?
No, sir. We never talked about marriage.
Were you interested
Never.
in marriage?
No. Not with him. No. No. I couldn't marry him.
Okay, wait. All right. Were you in a relationship with this gentleman?
Yes, sir.
How long were you in a relationship with him?
For almost 3 years, not 2.
Okay, so that's a long time to be in a relationship with someone.
True. It's a lesson learned, pretty much. At the beginning, he acted like a gentleman. He was funny, a little cute.
Still am.
No.
I know.
But, I mean, he's really into comic books and all of these, like,
Graphic novels.
creatures and
Wait,
aliens.
wait, I'm sorry. He's into comic books and creatures and aliens.
Yes, sir. He is.
Now, something tells me that wasn't something new.
Not at all.
Was he into that when you first met
Yes,
him?
Your Honor.
Okay, so you knew what you were getting.
But I didn't think it was
I mean,
so
basically,
serious.
he's like a geeky kind of comic book, nerdy kind of. And I'm not saying that disparagingly. I'm saying that that's just who he is, right?
Right.
You knew that.
But I didn't want to break his heart, Your Honor.
She failed at that.
She felt it what?
Breaking my heart.
She broke your heart.
Come on.
Broke my heart.
Whatever. He's a liar. He's crazy. He's crazy, Your Honor. He is.
He just sat there and said, you broke his heart. And you were like, whatever.
Because he is crazy. I mean, we can't even have a regular conversation, Your Honor. We
Why not?
can't talk like two adults. He planned like this dinner for us, and you know, I'm
People
like,
like
how
dinner. That
romantic.
seems like an adult thing.
I know. Imagine that, taking her to dinner. I'm not getting
He
it.
starts
so
talking
wrong.
to me in some like alien type, like in my ear. Like how romantic is that?
Wait.
To my
Like,
defense,
get
Your
away
Honor,
from me.
Stop.
she
Stop.
loved it in the bedroom.
Wait.
though.
Were you
No, Your Honor, no.
were you talking to her in some sort of alien language?
Yes.
Yeah, she loved foreplay like that.
That is not true.
Okay,
Your
I don't need
Honor.
to know all that. Who are you talking to?
Oh,
Who's
that's
that?
my friend Jennifer.
Ma'am, come on up.
Hater number one.
Hater number one.
Okay.
Here we go. Why do you call her hater?
Miss Day was the third wheel for 2
No,
years.
it's not true.
Always planting bugs in Blair's ear to get her to not want to be with me.
Your Honor, David is just weird and strange, point blank, period. I've been saying that this relationship was a fail since it began, and I knew it was a fail.
And I should have
Why are
listened.
you all in their business?
I'm not all in her business. You know, she comes to me for advice, for help, and with
So
this
sometimes
situation...
friends just need to say, you know what? I'm here to listen. I'm sure you'll work it out. Are you in a relationship right now?
No, but I've seen him around dressing in these costumes.
Who was in costume?
He dresses
He's
in
in
costumes.
costumes.
What kind of costumes?
He like alien, I don't know, some type of creature.
Halloween's not every day of the year.
Were you dressing up in costume, sir?
Yes, but she also dressed in costume.
No.
Well, why were you? What were you dressing up for?
You know, comic conventions? What's wrong with that?
So you would really get into like the comic conventions, and they would
Yes.
meet the real people. And were you
It's
going?
serious.
Yeah, Witches and Warlocks. She did it.
No, I went one time, Your Honor, but I thought it was cute. I thought it was funny, but it's serious. He goes like all the time. I'm not into that.
What was your say on it?
I was telling her it was ridiculous. I've been telling her I thought the relationship was a fail since it started.
You are way too much in their business. And over, I hear this as it relates to relationships. You got the guy, and it's like, and either it's the guy's friend or the girl's friend yapping. As opposed to just going, you know what, if that's his thing and you're happy, that's what makes me happy. That's what a real friend would do.
Coming up on America's Court.
And I was going to propose to her doing her favorite song.
Okay, we got to work with you, man. I mean,
And later,
somebody spent $4,000 playing an online game?
And this was not
It's
me.
pretty fun.
This was not me.
It's $4,000 of fun.
closed captioning provided by This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of David Michaels, who is suing ex-girlfriend Blair Henley for the cost of concert tickets.
So ultimately, we have a situation involving these monies. What happened?
So my whole plan
Here
was to
we
propose
go.
to her at the concert.
So you were going to take her to a concert.
Yeah,
I thought you said you didn't have any money for an engagement ring.
I didn't. So this was.
Well, how are you going to propose?
You know, Cracker Jacks.
And see, this is what I have to put up with.
You know what?
For
You were
3
doing
years.
real well
For
up
3
until that
years.
point.
For 3 years. This
We-
is what I have to put up with.
We do what we can. You know, I was trying to make her happy. I
Right.
figured
And
this,
and what do you think would have made her happy?
taking her to something that she wanted to go to, because she always would come
Did you
to
like
the
this
sci-fi.
particular artist?
No, he's crazy. I didn't. He just, I don't know. We had broken up, and then he calls and texts every single night. Oh, what are we gonna do for our anniversary? Are you kidding me?
Oh, you had already broken up at that point?
Yes, we had been broken up for almost 2 weeks.
And you
We-
were talking about the anniversary?
We were
Did
on
she-
a break.
Had she told you, I don't want to see you anymore?
She's told me that many a time.
Okay.
Exactly. Did you hear that?
Had you come back before?
Well, it's been 3 years. Your
Okay, so
Honor.
that's a yes. So then he had reason to think that you would come back again. So you decide, we've gone through this before, I'm a winner back anyway.
Yeah.
So you get her these concert tickets with the plan that you're going to propose to her, even though you don't have a ring.
was-
But that was your plan.
It was a
All right,
surprise.
So it wasn't the greatest plan, but it was a plan. And it was and she didn't know.
She didn't know. I knew that she was going to get off
Exactly.
work,
I didn't know.
and I texted her. I was calling her,
Psycho.
dropping hints for her to come to the show, and she just stood me up. She never replied. And I was going to propose to her doing her favorite song.
Okay, we got to work with you, man. I mean,
This is what I'm talking. And
This
this
is-
is how he is every single day.
okay.
That's
All right.
the song
cannot
you listen
calm
to.
him
So,
down.
so ultimately what happens is you don't show up.
No, I was not going to. We was
Did he ever
broken
tell
up.
you? Did he ever tell you, I got tickets to this concert?
Through a text.
Was it, and how many days was it before the concert?
I told her actually 2 hours after the concert because she never texted me back.
So you didn't give her any advance notice about these tickets?
It was a surprise. You
Got it.
usually don't spill the beans on a surprise.
Well, if it's a surprise and she didn't know, and now you spent this money on the tickets, and so now you want her to pay for both tickets?
Yes.
See, Your Honor, it's not about the money. He wants to see me. He wants to still be with me. That's what it is. That's why we're here today.
Is that true, sir?
No, because every time I see her, I have to see the third wheel.
That is not
true.
true. Are you kidding me?
Your Honor,
Exaggerating.
I don't have a lot
He's
of.
not, now that he's not exaggerating about. No, he's not. But, you know, it's her call.
I don't have a lot of money, so $368 is a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's,
That's
it's
what
not
you
about
spent?
the money.
Yeah,
He
I
has
have
money.
a receipt right here.
Show me. Let me see it. Okay. Oh, and they were VIP tickets.
So
I went all out.
You're like,
I
whatever,
don't
huh?
care. I just want to be away from him.
All right. Did you hear that?
I'm not worried about that.
See? He
When
does
you-
not
When
listen.
you say you're not worried about that, why do you say that?
It's been 6 months since all of this happened. I'm through with that. I
You're
found
done.
me a new woman who dresses up in all the little costumes that I like.
Good, because I'm not going to.
I'm so glad you said that, sir, because I was starting to get the feeling that you were still pining after her. And the best thing you can do is if you love someone, set them free.
Yes.
Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, this is actually pretty easy. The gavel's going to come down in favor of the defendant, obviously. You have no agreement with her. You can't just buy something from someone with the expectation that they're going to do what you want them to. She's not a piece of property. She's a human being, sir. Your case is dismissed, and that is the order. We're done here.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
It's over. It's done with. David, I don't want you. I'm happy. It's over. Peace.
I'm not happy about the judgment at all. I'm out $368, and I lost my girlfriend. Grand Wizard loses. Sad day.
And coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
Somebody spent $4,000 playing an online game?
And this was not me.
It's pretty fun.
This was not me.
It's $4,000 of fun.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Jace Norman is suing twin brother Jonathan Norman for online gaming charges Jace says Jonathan is responsible for.
Jace Norman, you are suing your brother Jonathan Norman for $4,000 over credit card charges, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me your story, sir.
I'm suing her for $4,000 for running up a bill playing an online video game that I started.
Jonathan, you also were a part of the account, or no? You had your own separate account.
I started playing the game actually because of my brother. He works a 9-to-5 job. I'm actually still in college. It's his account, and I actually started playing through him.
Is that true, Jace?
I initially started the account. He showed me the game. I thought it was okay. And he comes in and starts playing the game constantly, running up a bill or playing on my character that I started. He's the only one that has an
Wait,
account.
when you say character, what do you mean?
It's my online character, if you will, my avatar.
All right, and then what happened with the game?
He's stopped going outside. He stopped bathing. You could see his hair. It's not nearly as nice as mine.
It's not.
I'm comparing hair now with
Your
twins.
Honor, Your Honor, he's making this up. I mean, I work. I come back from college, and yeah, I have downtime. I'm a student. That's what I'm supposed to be here for, is sort of to work and play. The problem is.
No.
The problem is.
No.
The problem is my
when
brother.
When you're a student, your focus is to get an education.
It was my downtime thing, sort of to be sort of with my brother.
But how do we get to $4,000 though?
It's okay. So there's a normal subscription for a amount of time you play, and he starts going overboard, playing constantly. You can order all these accessories for your character that he starts running up the bills.
And you have to pay for this.
You have to pay for this. Next thing I know, I got a $4,000 bill.
Somebody spent $4,000 playing an online game?
And this was not me.
It's pretty fun.
This was not me.
It's $4,000 of fun.
Not $4,000 of fun. No.
Well, how much of it was your money?
It's a monthly fee, maybe $40 a month, and it's all excessive stuff that he's been
So
playing.
you didn't order any of these things?
No, he's been playing overboard. He's been going over my time limit. He's been ordering all these accessories.
How many hours are we talking about a day?
4 to 6.
Don't you have a life?
I'm a computer science major. My life is sort of on the computer anyway.
But there's something to be said for existing in the real world.
I can understand that, Your Honor.
It's taken over his life. He's losing his social life. He's losing friends.
How are your grades?
I have a 3.2 GPA.
He started out fine. He's been going from A's. He's back down to C's.
Did you start off getting A's, all A's?
Yes, sir. When I was, a few years earlier back, I used to get all A's.
Your grades have been going down?
They've been going a little bit down. My classes are harder. I'm
Right.
spending more time
You're in
working.
the upper division
It happens.
now.
It happens.
Right.
That's
okay.
right.
So if your grades are going down as you get up to the upper division, something should tell you, instead of 4 to 6 hours, maybe I need to spend 1 hour and the rest of that time focusing on my grades.
I think I can play 4 to 6 hours a day. I've been playing 4 to 6 hours a day my whole life.
Coming up on America's Court.
You used to be the girlfriend
Yes,
of
my
Jonathan.
ex-boyfriend. He just became obsessed with this game.
She was being an inconvenience to me. It was the situation.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Jace Norman, who is suing twin brother Jonathan Norman for credit card bills.
I mean, what about friends, girlfriend? None of that stuff is important to you?
He had a girlfriend.
What happened to the girl?
It didn't work out. He was playing the game all day. She got sick of it.
What was the girlfriend's name?
Shannon.
Shannon.
I mean, she's here. I brought her.
Oh, this is Shannon.
Yeah, that's her.
Shannon,
Yeah.
join the party here. You used to be the girlfriend
Yes,
of
my
Jonathan.
ex-boyfriend. He just became obsessed with this game. He stood me up multiple times. There were just days he didn't shower. I would come over, and all he wanted to do was play this game.
Do you hear what she's saying to you?
I hear what she's saying. She was being incredibly needy. There's nothing I could do about that. I have time and I live my life the way I do, and she was being an inconvenience to me. It was the situation.
And this is why we are not in a relationship anymore.
Shannon, you are a smart girl.
Thank you.
You were like, gotta go from that, huh? Well, what type of work do you do?
I'm a graphic designer.
You're a graphic
So
designer.
I do understand, being in front of the computer, but there's a limit.
If you're saying you've been playing for 4 to 6 hours a day, in 1 week alone, Monday through Friday, that's 30 hours.
That's normal.
Stop.
That's still underneath.
That's not normal. What I'm trying to figure out is why haven't you contributed any money to your brother?
Because this is his account. He got me to play his character. He was a little far. He needed the help. So I get so invested with his character.
You know, something
leave?
just hit me. You're in denial.
Thank you.
I'm talking to you, but you're not taking in anything that your twin brother is telling you, that your girlfriend...
Because they're against me on this.
No, they're not against you. And part of the issue that people have when they have an addiction is they start feeling as though everyone else is against them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I hear you. I hear you.
And the reality is men tend to be preoccupied with these games, and it's becoming a problem. All the signs of addiction in other areas is what they just described about you.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
You got a problem.
I respectfully disagree, Your Honor.
The whole definition of addiction is something that you are powerless over. If you're spending that much time, you have become powerless over this online gaming. You don't see that.
No, sir, I disagree.
So when $4,000 worth of charges are racked up, you think that that's reasonable?
I think it's unreasonable for him to expect for me to pay for his expenses.
You're so wrong, I need another word for wrong. You're wrong squared. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $4,000, that is the order. We're done.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $4,000.
I'm ecstatic. It was the right call to make. My brother was stealing money from me, and I just hope we can get past this and he can get the help he needs.
I completely disagree with the judge's decision. I don't think there's such thing as video game addiction. I'm not addicted to games.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production